Coming up on 5 Minute News. Senate Democrats strike jobless aid deal. Pope urges Iraq to embrace its Christians on historic visit. And Amanda Gorman says she was racially profiled near her home. It's Sunday, March 7. I'm Anthony Davis. The US Senate on Saturday passed President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief plan in a party-line vote after an all-night session that was delayed repeatedly as the Republican minority tried but failed to push through around 36 amendments. The plan passed in a 50-49 vote with the support of every Democrat but no Republicans. It's one of the largest stimulus bills in U.S. history and gives Biden his first major legislative victory since taking office in January. The partisan victory was made possible by Democrats winning 2 Senate seats in Georgia special elections in January, giving them narrow control of the chamber. Biden said on Saturday he hoped for quick passage of the revised bill by the House of Representatives so he could sign it and start sending $1,400 direct payments to Americans. The final bill includes $400 billion in one-time payments of $1,400 to many Americans, with a phase-out starting for those with annual incomes above $75,000. It also includes $300 a week in extended jobless benefits for the 9.5 million people thrown out of work in the crisis. Democrats agreed to reduce those benefits from $400 a week in order to secure passage in the Senate. They want the bill signed into law before current unemployment benefits expire on March 15. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, however, had harsh words about the measure. The Senate has never spent $2 trillion in a more haphazard way or through a less rigorous process, he said. Republicans had sought a new round of aid, about 1/3 the size of Biden's plan. Pope Francis opened the first ever papal visit to Iraq on Friday with a plea for the country to protect its centuries-old diversity, urging Muslims to embrace their Christian neighbours as a precious resource and asking the embattled Christian community, though small like a mustard seed, to persevere. Francis brushed aside the coronavirus pandemic and security concerns to resume his globe-trotting papacy after a year-long hiatus spent under COVID-19 lockdown in Vatican City. His primary aim over the weekend was to encourage Iraq's dwindling Christian population, which was violently persecuted by the Islamic State group and still faces discrimination by the Muslim majority, to stay and help rebuild the country devastated by wars and strife. The 84-year-old Pope donned a face mask during the flight from Rome and throughout all his protocol visits, as did his hosts. But the masks came off when the leaders sat down to talk, and social distancing and other health measures appeared lax at the airport and on the streets of Baghdad, despite the country's worsening COVID-19 outbreak. The government is eager to show off the relative stability it has achieved after the defeat of the IS Caliphate. Nonetheless, security measures were tight. Iraqis seemed keen to welcome Francis and the global attention his visit brought. Some lined the roads to cheer his motorcade. Banners and posters in central Baghdad depicted Francis with the slogan, "We are all brothers." Amanda Gorman, the 22-year-old poet who captured hearts at the inauguration of President Joe Biden, posted to social media that she was followed home by a security guard who demanded to know where she lived because she looked suspicious. "I showed my keys and buzzed myself into my building," she tweeted of the incident on Friday night. "He left, no apology. This is the reality of black girls," she said. "One day you're called an icon. The next day, a threat." Gorman, the nation's youngest inaugural poet, lives in Los Angeles but did not specify where the encounter occurred. The post was met with thousands of messages of support on Twitter and Instagram. She followed up her post with a second comment that read, "In a sense, he was right. I am a threat. a threat to injustice, to inequality, to ignorance. Anyone who speaks the truth and walks with hope is an obvious and fatal danger to the powers that be, a threat and proud. Gorman became an instant sensation on January 20th when she recited her poem, The Hill We Climb, at Joe Biden's swearing-in. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.